So, did you have a good week?
Yeah, not too bad. A
Nice.
little busy at work, but that's about it.
Nice. I've been mulling having to go back to Russian purges for the thread. Boy, how do you turn? I think it was like turn 3 or something. It's rough looking at.
Yeah, that was just kind of a messed up scenario all around, I think.
It's when my commissars are just like going fucking nuts.
I feel it's weird. It's like it's almost counterproductive in that scenario to use the commissars.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think we expanded upon it last when the snare had ended, where it's like partisans don't because partisans don't like typically you don't see them paired with commissars. It just screws them over twice as much. I don't know, and that scenario already had like so many balance changes or whatever to it, so it was kind of expected that something bad would happen. All right. So this one already did weather turn 3. No quarters in effect. I don't think there's anything. Let me just double check here real quick. I'm pretty sure there's no change for me. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Nothing different. Cool. Alright, well, rally phase. What do I have broken? Alright, I just had the one. I have my LMG that's broken and doesn't get fixed.
All right, I just have the leader here and these guys, I believe.
Okay.
Can you yourself rally, or do I have to get him to cover first?
No, you can self rally. There's no. You just don't get the bonus you would normally get from being in a building.
No, and I don't think he loses his DM.
Correct.
And these guys just lose their DM.
Alright, so prep fire phase. I'm gonna get the direct fire OBA out of the way first. Just gonna shoot at the same target. That's a 17. Alright, so what's the chart say? So range 17, so I need a 6. It's a +3 for the building, I think. -1. So I think I'm off regardless. There's a 2, so I don't have rate of fire either. Alright, so that flips
You
over.
do have the -1 on top of that, so is it a star weapon? What was it considered?
Oh, you just roll random for size, so it doesn't. I don't think that ever affects it. Like I don't think you can claim it.
Okay, yeah, the hit modifiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would need a 6 anyway, so it's automatically over. But at least it flips over. So I'm gonna make sure to put a prep fire there. I want my infantry gun to shoot at your R22 rubble. I think the LOS is clear. So it's range 9. It's range 7 to T21, which means that there's an additional blind hex, but since it's 2 away, and I'm 3 levels above, I'm pretty sure it's not blocked.
Does the hedge help for the blind spot?
It would only at that range it would only create 1 blind hex, so it would theoretically block S22, but because I'm 2 levels above it, it drops down to It drops back to T-21.
Okay. All right.
That's how I read it. Um,
Cool.
so it's a 2 hit. Okay. So it's a. Alright, so with this gun, that is. You've got a +3 for rubble, because it's stone rubble. So it's a 6 on. Pretty sure it's just infantry target type. Range was 9, so it just hits. And is there any other modifier? No. Alright, so a 37mm gun, that's 4 firepower, 5 on 4, 1 MC, and rate of fire. No sniper, sleeping still. I'll just shoot. Does the. Shit, I forget. Does that infantry gun get acquisitions? I assume it does. Air targets. Yes, okay, cool. Let's get this. So they'll shoot again. Right, gets a critical. So instead of 4, it's doubled to 8 and gets yeah, the -3 applies on that shot. So that is an 8 on 8 normal morale check. I guess technically, that's multiple hits, right? That's how we were looking at that.
Yeah. What's the reference? See what?
What's it saying in the thing? C3.8. Let's go take a look at that. A gun, 15mm, but under 3mm.
Hits instead of 1.
Scores a non-critical hit. Okay. What's this say for critical hits? Multiple hit. No, it doesn't say. So only for the non-critical hits. All right. So still has rate of fire. Down 2 now. Shoots again. Gets a 6. 6, 7. Because of the. Right. Sorry. So it's 8 goes down to 6. Yeah. So it's a 7. Wait, no, why am I doing this wrong? It's a 9, God. It's a 9 and nothing.
Yeah, down to 7, and then what, +3 on top of that?
Yeah, so it's 8 down 2 for the acquisition, then +3 for the rubble. Alright, so that's big old nothing. Hmm. Sure. I'm gonna have Z16 fire group against the upper level guys at S24. I think that's range 11. Yeah. Actually, hold on. Did we say so? The building in T22 is 2 levels. I think we determined that that couldn't be, right? That's range it's range 9 to there. So it creates 1 extra blind hex. So it'd be 2. I am 1 level over it. So drop that down to 1, I think. LOS.
You're at level 4, roughly. Oh, no, what? F-16 was 0?
Z16, I'm at level 3. Because T22 would be like the ground. That green is level 0 or 1. Sorry, or yes, level 0. So 1, 2, 3. So Z16.
61.
So first floor T22 is
Yeah,
level
you're at
1.
level 6. 3, 4. Yeah, the building is level 4. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
So it's for every multiple of 5 hexes, rounded down. So that's 9 to there. So it's only 1. So it would generate 2 blind hexes. For every full level elevation advantage over 1 level over the full height of an obstacle, decrease the number of blind hexes by 1.
But it's I don't know. It's like it's as if you're firing at the same level. So I think it's only 1 blind hex because the top floor of the building in S24 is the same level as. No, it's 1 level above the building in T22 technically. Right. So that's.
No, the large circle in T22 makes it should be a multi-story X.
What?
So because it's got a large circle in it, it's got 2 floors. Unless I'm messing that one up for my stuff.
22. Hold on.
2-story house, a multi-hex, building contains no stairwell.
Oh, there. Okay. Oh, all right. So that's a 2-story. So yeah. So the troops in S24 on that second level are at the same level as the top story in T22. So they're both at, if that green that it's on is say 0 level 2. These guys would be at level 4.
Yeah, so I think I don't think I would be able to shoot at the ground floor of S24, but I think I could shoot at the upper floor.
Yeah.
All right. So so it's a 12 firepower up 3. That'll be nothing. It's 8, 11 on 12. Pretty sure that's nothing. Yeah, just missed. And no rate.
But hey, at least I didn't break.
We'll save it. I'm saving it for the next few turns. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so V25 will shoot at T24. So it's going to be an 8 firepower up 5 shot. And that's where, thankfully, I did not claim the LMG or else it would have broken. Hmm. F-23 is going to shoot at I-22 as a 6 firepower up 2 shot. There's a -1 for the hero. Can a hero directed group or a hero led group cower? Oh, we'll cower. Okay. So that is still So it's a 6 carries to 4. It is a +2, so 6 on 4, normal morale check, and your sniper. Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Also, I just noticed that the covered arc for Zonkas is wrong.
oh yeah. Well, you'll be able to turn them next turn.
No, it's just going to be there. The pointer's got to be the opposite side.
Yeah. Um, God, what else do I want to shoot? You know, I might as well use these guys. Stack in C23 is going to shoot at your stack in I20. So it is 2 medium machine guns with a 9.1 liter. So they're shooting at a 4 firepower up 3 shot. There's 1 hindrance from E22, and that's it. That is also
So it's a
nothing.
fortified building, just FYI.
Okay. That will also be nothing. No rate. I-23 will also shoot at I-22, so it's a 6 up 3. That will not do anything. Hmm. Um, do I want to do that or not? No, movement phase. Let's see what I can get done here. So I think first things first, I get to declare DC heroes. So how DC hero works is it's a G1.424. So a unit allowed to create a... Actually, you know what? Is that time... Hold on. I need to make sure that's not... For some reason, I'm thinking it might be like specifically only a specific time frame. Oh no, that's only hit. Okay, cool. So essentially, a DC hero acts the same way as a tank hunter hero. The only difference is that a DC hero can basically be used against anything, whereas a tank hunter is supposed to be used against an AMV. Also, I think there's a difference between if a unit needs to have a DC or not. So I believe I need to roll. Yeah, so I need a roll to see if I create them. So I take a DR. I rolled 5. Oh, sorry. I should also declare it's X25 doing this. So it's a 5 minus 2 for having a DC. So I create. So now I gotta pull out.
What was the full reference again? Sorry.
It's a G1.421 and specifically 1.424 for the DC stuff. So it says a unit allowed to create a tank hero may, if possessing a DC, It makes such an attempt in its own movement phase provided it is within 8 movement factors of and has LOS to any enemy unit, gun, and or to any enemy controlled hex that contains a known fortification counter. Essentially, I create a DC hero. He automatically gains control of the DC, and then he does a bonsai charge. And essentially, this guy is gonna runs up to his target and blows himself up as he gets there. I like how my rule also says. Oh, okay, never mind. That's for an additional thing. I thought it was saying something else. Right. So, where's the bonsai charge? Bonsai. So, the DC hero declares T-24 as his target, and bonsai charges for 1 into W-25.
Okay.
Goes to V-24 for 2.
Okay.
U-25 for 3.
We'll fire at you there.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 up 1, I believe.
It'll be down 1 for non-assault movement, but it's not open ground. So 6 down 1. So
Okay.
powers to 4. And it's 1K. As far as I can tell, anyways. Does that count as...
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I know. It always gets the fucking... It's always snake eyes and bullshit on when I try to do cool stuff.
I ended up blowing my own self up with my demolition charge in this one. So,
Well, I mean, your guy's still alive. My guy's dead. And I'm pretty sure I lose the DC. He's removed which was created, or if melee. He's eliminated before he's eliminated. Eliminates his DC. Yep. So I lose the DC. I don't get a single successful morale check. It's one of those things. All right, let's just put that there. Keep bonsai. At least it doesn't cost me points. So. And there.
oh yes, and I believe that goes there. If they cower, do they get residual?
Believe so.
It's like 4, right? No, they cower to 2, so it'll be a 1.
Cowering does not affect CC if a fire group. I bet it's specifically in the residual thing. Yeah, so it just reduces the what you would place, but does not negate it. So the squad that generated the tank hunter hero, I think it technically is still their move phase. So they're gonna declare a dash. Also, the cowards, so technically it's not for it, but whatever. So X-25, they will dash to V-25. And also, I gotta make sure of one thing because they're different levels. So does it have to be same level?
Also, hiya, Stu.
Oh, hey, Stu. Yeah, he's in the Discord, the Twitch chat as well. He's getting to see, yeah, he's getting to see all my crappy rolls. um, which case on that ordinance? Yeah, I don't see anything that says it can't if they're on two different levels.
It's fine.
Okay, so has to go in through W25 because W26 is obviously bad. So if no shots, he'll go to V25. Squadron Y25 is going to move up to Y24 for 1.
Okay.
3.
All right.
And 4 into W23.
Okay.
Y23 is going to move into X22 for 2.
Okay.
3 into W22.
I don't think I have anybody that can see me at the moment.
Okay. And then 4 into V22.
Okay.
That is technically lower. The guys in T17 will lose their CX. And they're going to move into S18 for 1.
Okay.
R18 for 2.
Okay.
And then 4 into Q19.
All right.
The unit U19 will go CX. They will go to T18 for 1. And then T17 for 5.
Why is it costing them 4 to get in there? They're going down a level, not up.
Oh, right. I don't know what it is. I see darker, like that shade, and I'm thinking they're going up.
Yeah,
I think
the
I
right
made.
side of the board is much higher than the middle part.
I know. I think I made the same error last time with the guys who are now in Q19. All right. Well, technically, he doesn't have the CX then to get there.
That's what, 3 to get there, I think?
Yeah.
You could probably take the CXs off the horses.
Yeah, might as well just to eliminate some clutter.
Let them rest.
They deserve it. The squad in X-25 is going to declare CX. And they're going to move to Y-25 for 2. Then into Y-24 for 3.
Okay.
5 into X-23. And then 6 into W-24.
All right.
The guy in Z-23 normal moves to Y-23 for 2. I don't think anybody can see him.
Yep. Nope.
And then X-23 for 4.
Okay.
X-19 declares CX. Goes 1. 2. 3 into U-20.
Okay.
4 into T-20.
Okay.
6 into T-21. And claims wall advantage with the hedge.
We'll fire at you.
All right. So it's
6 up. No, 6 up. Down 1.
so it's a +1 from the hedge, but it's a -1 for non-assault movement. I think. Does hedge negate? I think if you get any plus, it negates open ground. So I think it's just a 6 flat. 7 on 6.
7 on 6 is an MC.
Roll check 6. Cool. I'll take whatever I can get. The Union Z-20 will declare CX. They get out of crest, which should just be 1, right? Because they're at the...
Yeah, that'll work for me.
Pretty sure it's just 1. So 1 to get there. 2 into X-21. I want to say that U-20 or the guys in T-22 should see him, so they'll get revealed anyway.
So they're on ground level, so they're being blocked by the crest that's right next to them.
No, they should be able to see through the crest or past the crest, anyways. But regardless, they'll get revealed no matter what. So
No, I mean they're on the blind spot from this, so I can't see you up that high because of the 1 hex blind spot minimum. So, but these guys can see the guys in S22 because they're up a level, so they should be.
The orchard would block them, I think. But anyways, so they get to
Orchard only blocks same level. No, that's right. They only doesn't hinder same level. Okay, yeah, okay.
So they'll get to W-22 for 3, then V-21 for 4, and then U-22 for 5.
We will fire on them with the machine gun in S24.
Does that straddle? No, I don't think it does. Does it?
Nah, the building blocks it. Fine.
Oh, right, because it's a 2-story. Right. Does the squad shoot?
What squad?
The guys in T-22, because they're only first fired.
Sure. So it's going to be, let's see, doubled halved.
So it's a two flat because it's non-assault movement, but they have height advantage for a 1 TEM.
On
Five.
2, it's an MC.
And they strike. Over in K-24, I'm going to do the same DC Hunter thing. So I'll just clone the guy up here. Do my roll. 3, so he gets it. Marker is not moved. And his target is going to be the 76mm gun. So bonsai charges, which I thankfully kept, and goes. They will go ground floor in L23. So apologies for. Oh crap, that's gonna work. Is there a hidden unit in?
It's a fortified building.
It doesn't block unless there's a squad equivalent.
I know it doesn't block, but I'm revealing.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
Actually,
I'm gonna fire at you from above.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't think you actually have to reveal a fortified if if your opponent grabs it, unless they get shot at. I think it's like there's some weird thing about it. I'd have to double check.
I mean, I figured you would claim the TEM, so you'd need it. So yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. And it sort of makes sense to me, but
Right.
whatever. So,
Yeah, I mean it does sound very weird to not give it to him, but yeah. So it's a 12 up 4, 12 up 3 because it's not assault movement.
10 on 12, pintask check.
They don't pin.
He still needs to make it as a booby.
Oh right, yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So booby traps. Let's see if booby traps actually do anything. Booby traps. Not necessarily. So, booby trap causes casualty reduction to at least one personnel unit determined random selection to unnecessary the unit in that location. Booby trap call out accumulated, get blah blah.
So, how does personnel reduction affect the leaders?
We shall see. All casualty reduction lie in a normal manner.
Looks like wounds.
Casualty reduction, regardless of how it occurs, causes a full or reduced strength Japanese squad to be exchanged for one of the same class. Unbroken half squad. Casualty reduction, regardless of cause, eliminates a half squad or crew counter and wounds a SMC. Now, does the same apply to the tank hunter, or does a casualty reduction just immediately kill him? I feel like it's just gonna wound him. Yeah, just wounds him. Or potentially wounds, potentially kills. So
Yeah, you get a severity.
3, so he's fine. Does that end his bonsai charge on a wound?
So, he's wounded. Has he expended 3 movement factors?
You spend 2.
So he is not pinned. He is reduced to 3 movement factors, even if Berserk has an IPC of 0.
Cool. Yeah,
So
this I think.
Stop there because I think that's all his movement factors.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they get, what, 6 firepower in that building? Do you get residual in buildings?
Yeah, you can drop residual essentially anywhere as long as you're shooting there. For your guy, it would be just be 6 because hindrance is the only thing that really reduces it. Just trying to think of one last thing. Right, okay. Well, all is not lost, but we have to mark them as max. Not that that's really going to matter, but still.
So Lax, the laziest bonsai charge ever.
One hanks and then rolls the doubles. Go figure. So it was a snake eyes and then boxcars on both charges.
Hey, at least this guy's still alive. I mean,
Not for long. He will blow himself up. Now it's just a matter of who do I prefer blowing himself up against. What else do I have to? I will attempt it, sure. J26 declares CX, goes to K27 for 4.
Okay.
And then L26 for 6.
We will fire at you.
Okay.
So 12 flat.
Down 1 for non-assault.
So 12 down 1 is going to be a 3, which is a K3.
Does a K automatically? No, I think so. It automatically will strike. And then what was was it 3 K3? Yeah. Check and then stripes again. So it becomes a Haskell.
And sniper.
This guy. And sniper's still asleep. One squad in J24 is going to assault move into K25.
Okay.
K24 assault moves into K23.
Hold on a second. I need to look something up.
Yep.
I'm chucking a demolition charge at you.
All right.
So it's an assault move, but it is open ground. But there's a wall, so I think that's flat. So I think it's just up 2.
No, I think it's just a flat shot because it's just the DC's exploding in that location. I don't think you had the wall.
No, I'm throwing it. I have to throw it, so it's a +2 flat. It's a +2 from just.
Sure, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you get the benefit of wall on a thrown DC. I assume not, anyways. Because it's in the location, so you wouldn't. I don't know if you'd get thrown DC.
I'm throwing it into an adjacent location, so technically I'm chucking it from the hex next to it. So that's why I'm saying that I think the hindrance for the wall might enter into it, as if it were a shot, basically.
Yeah, let's see here. Doesn't say there. The defenders or throwers TEM, not LOS hindrances applies to resolution. Exception hexside TEM is not applicable. If DC is placed or set. Really, they make that distinction between for thrown and DC. Interesting. All right, yeah. So I get wall is +2, I think.
So it's a net +4, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 10 on 30, which is 2 MC.
It's a 12 on 30.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So 1 MC all the same. God, they passed. Heroes of the Japanese Empire.
Whoops, I hit the wrong button, but so that's going to be a 6. I think just up 3 because I don't think I get the wall mod.
So that's the well, yeah. So if you're claiming the building, you wouldn't get the wall. So you're getting a +6 total. So it's 12 on 30. Same roll for both of us.
So I succeed.
I'm going to assume they don't get residual there.
See, I was about to check that. I'm pretty sure they do because the idea is that like uh, it's all happening at the same time, right? So it seems weird.
I think that's what it would get then, yeah.
Example: any action that require. Oh, that's place again. Okay, but where's? So it's not in the residual part of the rules, which is weird. Demolition charge. A23. Residual. It should. Why does this not say residual? Really? I feel like this is like having a laugh here. Hey Stu, if you're still watching, DC's leave residual, yeah? How could they not? Let's see if he's paying attention. Assault movements, Japanese occupation. I love how I'm scanning through this and it says one of the rules thrown from colon half track sidecar.
I want that to happen so bad.
God, I love you know, you find that little piece of text in the rules and you're like, all right, I know what I'm doing the first time.
How many demolition charges can two guys on a motorcycle and sidecar carry?
It's like when you're playing Battlefield and everybody does the C4s on their Jeeps. I just want a Japanese motorcycle where you drive into a zone. Did he say anything? No, he hasn't said anything. So either he's not, either he clocked out or something. Whenever a unit is attacked by defensive first fire, subsequent first fire, final protective fire. So, but
I don't think technically this is defensive first fire because I'm throwing it in place of. Like I could just do it in this phase, but it's technically not. I don't know.
so the only thing I could see that would resolve this one way or another just says, um, uh, so I think it's just a continuation of the first line. It says the highest IFT firepower column used for the attack. If the attack includes a 2-kill dice roll in the same location, or sorry, uh, um, if the attack includes a 2-kill dice roll versus a vehicle, residual is created in the same manner. Exception if AP, unless fired by an MG, ATR, APC, or APDS, or if it's a dud, no residual is created. Because otherwise, like, yeah, nothing. There's the only thing that it says on that page for DC is in moving within location. Examples of such expenditure include vehicle changing or a DC. So I assume placing a DC. But otherwise, there's no mention of it anywhere.
Let's see what else we got here.
Restrictions can never form a fire group, must always attack alone. That is so weird. Let me see if I can find a QA that's this default FP. Moving unit.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I realize it's supposed to represent simultaneous, but I feel like I don't know.
No, I got it. So it says, can a squad with a DC throw the DC in defensive first fire as a pre-designated attack versus AFE? The answer is yes. You make for the AFE, make position dive roll, etc. But we'll leave a maximum of 6 residual. Oh, I think that's for the thing. A dud and 2-kill dice roll will not leave any residual. So basically, what this is saying is that for the TK purposes, it would leave less. But I think yes, you do leave. You do put 12. And yes, it does leave residual. Yeah, that was that was really messing with me because it would make so little sense for that to be the case.
Can I fire more than one time at a given movement, or just once?
No, you can shoot as many times for as many units, provided that those units you're not shooting more from the same unit as movement factors expended. So if it cost me 1 to get into K23, the squadron I-22 could shoot once. They couldn't shoot twice, but you could have the squadron I-22 and the artillery piece in L-22. They could both shoot.
So squadron I-22 is going to fire.
Okay.
So that's going to be 4 flat, I believe.
4 down 1, because it's open green.
And sure, the artillery piece will fire as well, because why not?
Right.
So annihilated.
So they'll still get the. I guess they'll get the wall. It's point blank range, so that nullifies that. They have the wall, so it's. So yeah, it's just flat. So you need an 8 or less. So they hit to 76.
Yeah, it's a 76. So
So-
that's going to be a 12 firepower.
Mm-hmm.
5 on 12 is a 2
2 MC. As is standard, fails and stripes.
And I think they're final fired, right?
It's well, technically it's first fired. You could intensive fire, but
Yeah, right.
all right. And you get your acquisition transferred.
All right. Yeah, not really gonna matter. But thank you.
Well, you never know. Could I do it that way? I need to try this. This would be so funny. Because it's not going to work. But it'll be so funny. 1, 2. Oh my god, I think it'll work. Okay, so leader and squad declare bonsai charge. Their target is going to be K22. I need to find my bonsai charge because I got rid of it. What do I want their first hex to be? So they will move into. Actually, no, I can't do it that way. I have to do it J23. Sorry. So they go into J23 for 1.
Did you move them?
Yeah, if it's. Did it not update? They're in J23 now.
Yeah, it didn't. Sorry, I just resync. Okay.
They go to J22 for 2.
Squad and I-22 will fire at them.
Okay.
So it's going to be a 4 down 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 3
God,
on 4.
You really need to roll above 7s.
I'm not firing any support weapons, so you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Shoot more support weapon. So it's at a 3 on 4.
2MC.
So the full squad stripes, but the leader is fine. Actually, no, yeah. And then to finish their bonsai, I think I have to declare infantry overrun. And I've never done this. So it cost them 2 movement factors to get into J22. Infantry overrun. An infantry MMC may enter in the movement phase a location containing only one known enemy single man counter. At double the total movement factor cost of entry, provided it has passed a normal task check to enable it to enter the location. A leader may exempt all MMC he is stacked with and moves with from that NTC by passing himself. So he passes. Apparently there's a DRM equal to the TEM. I think I rolled a 6, so that's a 9, so still pass, barely. So it costs double to get into the building, so that's 4, and the wall is an extra be an extra 1. So I think I can get there with 1 remaining.
How much is it to get into the hex from where you are?
It would be 2 plus 1 for the wall. So I don't know if that doubles the wall as well. In either case, I guess it would cost, if you doubled the wall and building getting into, it'd be 6. So total would be 8, and bonsai gives me 8.
Wait a sec. I don't think there is a +1.
+1 from
The wall.
Yeah, wall adds 1 because you're going over it, right?
Yeah, but I'm looking at the chart and I don't see that. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm just being a dumbass here. Never mind.
All right, I was getting really scared there.
I'm just being a dip. Okay, so well, it's 3 to get into the hex doubled, so that's 6. So yeah, that would be exactly 8. Yep.
Yeah, I just don't know if it doubles the wall or if it, because either way it gets in. So, all right, how else does this work? So I passed the NTC I needed, so they get in. More than one SMC must be revealed to deny a location to an enemy MMC capable of overrun. SMC options. This is all, sorry, I should have pointed this out earlier. This is all A4.15, and then your options are right below. So SMC being overrun has 2 options if in good order, which he is. It may attack the moving units on the IFT normally, with point-blank fire, triple point-blank fire as applicable. So I guess this only technically applies... Yeah, okay, so it only technically applies to heroes for that, since regular leaders don't have any firepower. And then, if the MMC is in the SMC's location, engage in immediate CC during that movement phase. Or the SMC may immediately, prior to any defensive first fire versus the attacker, enter into any adjacent accessible location of the attacker's choice which is not occupied by an enemy unit. The attacker may not force the SMC into a minefield, FFE, wire, or open ground hex if an alternate choice is available. So essentially, I can like bully you out of a building or out of that location.
So where are you moving?
I just want to make sure I get this right. So apparently you can also immediately engage in CC, but like, so if after the defensive first fire the SMC remains in its location with the entering MMC, normal CC immediately ensues during the movement phase.
So I am choosing, because I'm in good order,
Yeah.
to be moved. So
Okay.
you need to pick where you're moving me.
I think I have to move you because I can't move you into open ground, so I think I have to push you into the gun X.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. Okay. So that's their move. What else do I want to do? The guy in F20 is just going to assault movements to G20.
Okay.
Hmm. J24 is going to normal move into K24 for 2.
Okay.
And then continue into L24 for 3.
All right.
Uh, how do I do that when I make it make sense? The unit in P26 normal moves into O27, reveals itself as a result. Since I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, aren't you gonna spawn another DC hero?
No, not yet. Not right now, anyways. Because I think it has to be against a known enemy unit, and technically P24 and Q25 aren't known. So if nothing is declared, they will continue to N26 for 2.
Hey, it's fun times.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a minefield there.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
All the places in the world. I'd actually forgotten you had minefields.
Can you move them off that hex for a second? I can't actually get
Oh,
to the
yeah.
unit. Yeah,
We have 3 minefields, jeez. Alright, so I'll just put them in bypass for now. So they get into, or they potentially get into the hex, minefield. B28.
yes, I am announcing a minefield attack versus the unit, which is 8. Factors are 8.
Right.
I think, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially you just mark them as revealed. So it's 8. Yada yada. Concealed units detected. Full. Lose concealment. Yeah.
So I'm going to make my attack on the 8 column there.
Yep. Yeah, and I think it's just a straight 8. So 7's a 1MC. They straight, because of course. God, I think I've succeeded like 5% of my morale checks. Not even. Alright, so they're in there,
I mean,
which
I'm
is
honestly satisfied with this. I can give up right now. I've gotten to use a booby trap. I've gotten to use a minefield.
getting used in minefields is fun. I must admit. So they're in there. Well, now they have to get out. So they are going to continue for 4 into M26. So you get to attack them once more. I don't think they can cower. So at least there's
4 on 8 is a 2MC.
and once more. They will casualty reduce. But at least they get out. And I forget to sniper. I guess it can. It's strange. I'll take it, but I'm gonna double check the sniper thing. I feel like that doesn't make sense on a minefield. No, not OBA IFT. Yeah, okay. Weird.
Where's it go?
Yeah, let's spin, spin. Oh, god damn it! Spin, spin, spin the wheel. Where it stops, nobody knows. Where's my sniper? Over here. So 2-5. One, yeah.
Goes to there.
So the closest guy in, I think it is, yeah. 8 or 9, 12, yeah. So he goes there and pins him. And I think that's it for moves, finally. Defensive fire phase.
Oh boy.
I mean, there's still plenty of shots to go around.
No, I know. I'm just there's too many shots is what I'm getting.
Oh, you're welcome. This is where MacArthur stands on top of a PT boat, smoking his pipe. Like, we got a target-rich environment.
I guess that's one way to call it.
I can technically take advantage of that guy.
I have a shot marker up on the A18.
AA18.
Oh, that's what that's from.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is it from that gun?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I thought it was from the artillery piece.
From the artillery piece, but you have one on me. So there's a bunch of lines that are kind of on top of each other. That's all.
Gotcha.
It's just like, wait a minute, why is that artillery piece can't fire up there? Or it could, but you know. Bugger. All right, let's start with this. The unit in L23 is going to fire down onto the wounded SMC.
Okay.
So they're going to be 6 up 4, I believe.
Yeah.
So nothing. Boy, howdy. L25 will fire at the guys just to the north of them, and L24.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 6
Flat.
So 4 on 6 is 2MC.
And fails it. As is typical of my guys. And sniper is asleep. Shouldn't have wasted that one earlier.
Well, huh. The artillery will not fire and will simply rotate.
Okay.
The 37mm gun here, I think, can see these guys. I believe since you fired at me, I
Yeah.
can fire at you.
Yep.
So range is 6.
It's 1 for hedge and 1 for hindrance.
For what, the orchard?
Yeah. Orchard is 1 hindrance, and I think that's the only modifiers to your shot.
I don't think I actually have a modifier. Because it's same level, didn't you have this?
What do you mean? Because you'll still get there's still the TM and hindrance, so that's still +2
Oh,
to.
okay, no, I'm sorry, that was me. I just misunderstood. That's all.
Oh, sorry.
The table is confusing.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I think the part that really gets me is that they have all that other stuff at the bottom that doesn't have case numbers or case letters.
Well, and then like it doesn't actually say this. It doesn't. There's no. Let's see. I'm sorry. It's same level, no LOS block, but the hindrance applies. But there's no actual like hindrance listed.
Well, I mean, it's kind of half covered with case R, but yeah, it's not. It's not. There's no like cheat sheet, unless you have like a rat pack or something.
Yes. So I'm sorry. So that's a hit to hit. I think it's just going to be up 1.
So it's +2. So range 6. Yeah, so you need an 8. There's a +2 on the shot. That's it.
So hit.
Uh-huh.
6. That's a 37mm gun, I believe.
Normal roll. Leader passes, crew pins, and the other heat of battle. Battle's 10. I get +4 if I'm Japanese. Treat as berserk if Japanese. So, where's my? Man, why do I never remember where I put that? Ugh. Gotta find it the long way. Infantry, heat of battle, berserk. And then
we got sniper as well.
No sniper.
Oh, is rate of fire number or less than number?
Number or less. So
I
it's
believe I got a
colored
number
numbers.
because I rolled 3 on that to hit. So I will fire again at you.
No, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. You have it right. Yes, you have a rate of fire.
Yes. Okay, machine gun will decloak and we'll also fire at them with just the
Alright.
machine gun. So 6 up 2.
Mhm.
Or, I'm sorry, 2 up 2. No, wait.
4 up 2 if I have the squad fire as well.
Yeah.
Right. So 4 up 2.
Okay.
Ha.
Well, always with the super weapons. We're
What did I
cursed.
tell you before?
We are cursed.
Wait till get my Tazankas in action.
That's right.
Yeah, that's enough. Advance fire, come on. Put it on me!
Yeah. Advanced fire phase. I will fire group K25 and L24 against L25. So it is 4, so it's 6 up 3. 8 on 6, I think is to miss. Or PTC. Cool. That's weird. Why does it still say... Weird. Oh, I get it. I get it why. Makes sense. I can't get anything for those bottom guys. These guys have to be lax. K22 will shoot at is that L22 as a 4 up 3 shot. That's going to be a miss. Should have probably shot with the other squad. The squad in T21 and U22 will shoot at your pin guy as a... Man, I can't even get 4 firepower. So it's a... I'll just shoot with U22. Well, whatever. It's a 2 firepower up 3. Yeah. And I think that's going to be it. Route phase. You're the only guy with broken. All my guys died. Alright.
Pretty sure that's it.
Okay. Let's take off the... Oops. That and that.
Yeah, I have this guy, but I think he can just stay where he is.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. Not unless he wants to. Advanced phase. So I want to see if I can do something here. So one of the things a tank hero can do is it says they can advance into that AFV's location if it is a Japanese advance phase. A DC hero is essentially the same. So I believe that I can advance into a adjacent hex or adjacent location, as to say, and then blow himself up that way. So I will have him advance into L22 and blow himself up.
No. Stop.
Oh, it's going to be a
Being in
4
that
5?
target's location during or at the end of his movement phase, he may detonate his DC at that time. He is not at the end of his movement phase. He is in his advance phase.
So, a tank hero who's adjacent to his designated target at the start of his advance phase must advance into that target's location if able to do so. Yeah, so he can advance.
So he can advance, which we would then be in close combat with him, but he can't fire, I think.
So, I think it's like halfway into the paragraph says a DC hero must declare as his designated target the enemy yada yada when in the target's location during it that he made it at that time. Provided he survived, the attack is resolved as it placed. See also G1.612.
Oh yeah, by the way, you're exempt from taking the task check for infantry overrun. You can just do it.
Guess it was a good thing I got it anyways.
Yeah, I think he just advances in and is then in CC with my guys for whatever that's worth. And then at the end of his next movement phase, he can dump it. I mean, I know that
Well,
sounds
he can't.
crappy.
So the thing is, he can't survive. But that's that's what I'm confused about. Is because if he can't survive the turn, because he's eliminated the turn he's generated. So unless DC hero is different, I don't. It's weird. Trying to see if there's anything in because I get why it makes sense in with the tank hunter because you would roll to blow yourself up, but I guess the DC just says like, well, you just do a normal CC attack, but you have a DC, so why would you not just blow it up?
Well, no. Actually, he's not removed if he's in melee. So if he doesn't die in the combat, if I don't kill him immediately, then he stays in. So theoretically, he can hang out. This is in 1425 loss. If he does not make such an attack, he's removed either at the end of the player turn in which he was created or lost hip, or if in melee at that time, immediately when he is no longer in melee. So technically, you can live.
But he still doesn't get to use his DC.
Or at the end of your next movement phase.
It seems so wild to me. SCC, if it's Alright. Well, he's in there, I guess. Hmm. It's also just kind of like annoying because so you can't use the DC until next turn, and regardless of what happens, the DC goes away once it's over, right? If when the melee is concluded, then he just disappears. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like a
Now you
just
know
like
how I feel about the surrender rules.
I feel like surrenders at least like has something defendable about it, but either way.
I just it's more when it's like a shot from across the map that makes a unit like surrender. You know that's
Yeah.
that's the bit. It's like who are they surrendering to?
Oh, right. I-23 is no longer CX because he shot at the. I forgot to take it off. I'm sorry. Anyways, K-23 moves into the fortified building in L-23. Just to get that going. I might as well. K-22 is also going to advance into L-22. I-23 is going to go into I-22. The gang in F-23 are going to move to G-24. Over here, K-25, L-24, and L-26 are going to go into... actually, not L-26, because he's CX'd. But they'll go into L-25. The DC half squad and M26 is going to go into M25. L-26 is going to go into M26. Q19 will go into P19. Find where those guys are. T21 and U22 are both going to advance into the building. I should start putting these down just so I don't forget. The squad without an LMG is going to go into U26. V22 to U23, W23 to V23. W24 to V23, and X23 to W24. Is there anything else? I think that's legal. So H19 is not open ground because of the orchard. So I'm pretty sure I can advance in there and remain concealed. So they'll do that. And do I have anybody else to move?
Would you be CX to do so?
It's open ground, so it's 2 plus 1 for the hedge, no?
I'm just asking. I'm not,
No, it's it would be 3, so they're fine. And that's it for advances. CC. I'm just gonna go left to right. We'll see if maybe that makes. Hopefully, it makes more sense. So I-22. I roll a 5 for my ambush roll. My guys are stealthy. Do your guys get anything? At least I'm pretty sure I'm stealthy. Let me double check here. Yeah, so I get a -1 for stealthy since he's first line.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just flat. So
No? Okay. Alright, so I barely escape a ambush. I don't think I'm going to declare hand-to-hand this time. Actually, no, I have to. So, uh, so I'm at a 1 to 2 hand-to-hand. I need a 6 or less. I casualty reduce your guy.
I don't do anything. Yay!
Wow. Set devolves into melee. We'll do the big stack first. So my guys are lax, so they'll get a +1 regardless. Thank Christ. So I get a +1, I get a -1 for stealthy. That's it, I think. Do anything for... Alright, so no ambush. I have to declare hand-to-hand. So you have 3 firepower, I have 1, 4, 5. So it's a 3 to 2 for me on hand-to-hand. Alright, I'll take it. That's a kill. Please don't roll low. Oh,
I have to declare who I'm attacking, don't I?
correct.
Well, you are all attacking as a group, aren't you?
Yeah, but you can have different targets. Like you could have your leader. Technically no, but you'd still have to target either the entire group or like there's no reason to target the DC hero. He's going to go away, right? So you could take one off. So you'd be at 1 to 2. So casualty reduction. So random selection leader squad. Squad takes the hits. And then I'm going to assume that guy will go. Lax will get moved anyways. So I'll just put that there. Alright. Delete this CC. L25, same thing, ambush roll. I don't have any positives, so no ambush. 5 to 4, so 1 to 1 on DC, and then you're at your half firepower against whatever you choose. So casualty reduction.
Get close to call on this one. We will attack the strike squad.
Okay.
So 1 to 1.
Alright, so stripe goes half. And so does that guy. Flip that to melee. M24. 1 on my ambush. So no ambush. Fakes, alright. And then lastly, T22. I get a +1 for CX, -1 for stealthy, so still 6. No ambush still. Still, we can't ambush. 1 to 1. Casualty reduce your squad again. It's like, God damn it. Of course.
Oh no, I don't. No, back up. Put it back. I'm pinned.
You are pinned, correct.
We'll
So
build 137.
okay. And melee, the cosmic ballet goes up. Wait, does that seriously? Oh my god, that's wild. Flax and flax. Cool. That's the end of that turn. Flip that over. Moves come off. Pins come off. Oh, and lax comes off. Alright, well, that was a turn.
Yeah, I think you can say that. Would you mind, or believe we called it there tonight?
Yeah, sure. It's draining enough. Uh, just gonna do one. Well, actually, it doesn't necessarily matter if you're here or not. But I'm just gonna put some counters just to remind me what buildings I have. The victory buildings.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't have either of those. Oh, it's that one. Okay. And oh, T-22 is one. Oh, okay. And either. Cool. All right. Well, that's not gonna change it. Cool. I will save, and then I will see you same time or 9 o'clock tomorrow, or still.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can actually even go a little bit earlier if you want.
No, I think 9's fine. Just so I don't get confused or anything. Started late by accident.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and again, I'm sorry. My wife is taking her kids out of town for the weekend, so I'm spending time with her. So
yeah, no worries. Do you want to roll weather, or do you want to wait till tomorrow?
I'll just wait till tomorrow. I'm sorry, I already closed it out.
Yeah, no worries. Pre-weather. Cool. So I will see you tomorrow.
Hopefully, we can finish out.
I don't know. At this rate, if we finish it out, it's because I got a CVP loss again.
Well, I think it's going to be like an apocalyptic during the next turn or two at least. So
Yeah, especially with the reinforcements you got coming on, it's gonna be interesting.
we'll see. All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I should have asked him for stats on his dice. Damn. In any case, as always, thanks for watching. I want to repeat this one alert. So thanks, Mark G Daily 99, for the follow.
Stick to me like glue and keep your eyes open.
So apologies, it wasn't at the start or anything. It's hard to sometimes find a spot for it. But in any case, this one's pretty crazy. I think I need a lot more practice with the Japanese, especially trying to figure out their bonsai charge stuff. Like, I'm kind of wondering if I should just like be bonsai charging regardless, just for the movement factor bonus. Just get the 8, run up to a spot. And if they're not going to shoot me at me anyways, then it doesn't technically matter, right? Because I'm not going to. If I don't go into CC, then the lax doesn't matter. I'll just lose it. But yeah, this one's probably going to close out tomorrow, and then if not, regardless, we have the next scenario. I just want to point this out for anybody who's watching, hopefully who skips the end and listens to this. In the Mouth of Madness, so it's Le Franc-Tireur FT-127. It is on their own proprietary board, and the only reason I'm bringing all of this up is that it is a 3-player scenario. It'd be really cool if we could find a third person, and not have to try and beg and plead on the day of. I have no problem. Like, I can get the scenario card to people. I can get the specific rules shared. That's not an issue. And if you're already watching this or already a regular for these streams, then you know we stream Friday, Saturday at 9 p.m. EST. So if you're available and you want to take part of this, please let me know. I'm not sure if I have my Discord link on my profile, but anyways, it's the Discord link for the ASL channel should be on there. So, um, hopefully, someone will want to help us fill up the numbers. Otherwise, or regardless, I should say, we will see you tomorrow and next week.